Play crew, don't worry, this will only take a second. If you're watching this now, it's because you guys complained that I wasn't on time. So now you gotta let me finish what I'm doing. It only takes a minute. That's right, real men know how to do the dishes. Then we're gonna get into prepper stuff. All right, you slackers. What do we got in here? We have 12 people in here. Good morning, good morning. I'm going to be right with you. I got my notes. Got to make sure the coffee's still working. And it is not. All right, you slackers. Let's see. Keep the clean kitchen, keeps the pests away. Necessary. 100%. For some reason, those that I live with don't understand that. Yeah, we got ants 3 days ago. It's just that time of year. It's going to happen. So the ant traps go out, and the more conscious about what's food that is left out. It's not being, the lessons are not being learned. I'm going to have a conversation. There's literally cake on the table just sitting here. So eventually the ants will find it. All right, let's see. We got 18 people in here. Let's see who showed up first. Who got this? Not a sponsor. First, Deanna. Number 2, Rose. You're normally first, but today you're the turd. You are the turd. Who else we got in here? We got JB the 25th. Debbie's in here. Skanes girl. Jennifer. Jennifer, good morning. Good to see you. Tuck showed up. Good to go. Good to go. Chris Pepsi, don't recognize you. Welcome to the channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Ian, good to see you, my friend. I've still got some coffee left over from the road coffee. All right. If there's an echo, it's because we have 10-foot ceilings in here, 15-foot ceilings downstairs. Let's see. Miko, good morning. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. All right. So we got the coffee. We're good to coffee brewing over there at the coffee station. The kitchen is clean. We're ready to go. And I have my notes. Ah! All right. So, and I did not, you know what? I hate to do this to you. I got to get my glasses because I didn't print them out in big print. Apologize for the dead air, but it's necessary. It's a big apartment. Okay, let's see here. No articles, no Aristex on ceilings. I don't know what Aristex is. It's just paint. Let's see here. Who have we got here? GM. Oh, people are saying ABB. Okay. What's your topic here? Did you not read the? Did you not read? Did you not read the title of the video? Okay, ABB. The topic today is going to actually be about how to make preparedness groups, the things to look for, and what not to look for, and what to be very aware of when you go down this path. Popcorn. Hey, Oops, what's going on, man? What's going on? Oops is high already, I can tell. All right, let's see here. We're gonna put. Man, these things are dirty. Quick admin note while I'm cleaning my Walmart spectacles because I do not wear glasses. My eyes are just getting older. Let's see here. I'm making some changes to the live stream today. Not this one, the one that's like professionally produced. You guys will see that tomorrow. It'll be cleaner looking. I think easier to wear. Who is that? Helmer Shielding. Helmer Shielding. Thank you for the comment. Appreciate you, bro. Popcorn is textured ceilings. Yeah, no, that's old school, man. That's 19 somethings. Alrighty then, Canada appeared in the chat. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Okay, so we got the four-eyed guy stuff on today, and we're going to be talking about building a preparedness group, things to look for, things like that. Just lurking. I am doing super duper finished. I am finally finished with my morning tasks, and are now classes in session. All right, so. Within the prepper community, many admire the image of the lone wolf. You know, a solitary survivor. He's navigating the aftermath of a disaster independently. However, reality suggests that humans thrive when they band together. Now, for those serious about disaster preparedness, forming a survival group becomes essential rather than relying solely on individual efforts. And it's one of the biggest things that we deal with. Man, my hair is like going in every direction, isn't it? There we go. Nope, it didn't even work. The girlfriend was talking about this earlier today. Anyway, and it's one of the things that we, as basically internet preppers, this is our internet community, if you didn't know that. It's one of our biggest problems. Many of us don't have others around us that are part of the preparedness journey, and so we're looking for them. We're thinking about it, and there's like we're gonna write this stuff, you know. Shanho. Shanho. Did I say that right? You know there's almost like a checklist, and none of it's perfect. And I'll be honest with you, there's a book out there that I think it's like the Prepper's Guide to Mag or Building a Mag. It used to be the Bible, but what we're finding out is that there's a lot of flaws in that thought process. So it's kind of like an 80-20 situation where there's a lot of good guidance in it, but there's a good 20% of it that doesn't work. I think the guys out in Kansas are doing it right. There's a group out there that are just like, there's no leader. They're just doing stuff. They're just a group it's a mutually supporting group of families that they don't have leadership at all. They're just doing their thing, you know? So, and I think that what's worked. No notification. I believe it, vegan. I believe it. Let's see here. So the ideal survival group. So let's go down the checklist here. It's kind of like get your pens and paper out. So you can I go lower? Oh, I cannot go lower on this tripod. Shucks. All right. So the ideal survival group. Now, in an ideal scenario, your survival team is going to consist of 4 to 7 adults who possess specific traits. They're physically fit, capable of enduring the demands of a crisis. They exhibit mental toughness, and they're able to remain calm and focused under pressure. Additionally, these members contributes a valuable survival skill, such as hunting, shelter building, or first aid. Yet, assembling such a perfect group provides challenging or is going to prove challenging in practice. Finding individuals without dependents, like children or elderly relatives who might be less capable, it kind of complicates the process significantly. Now, the reality often deviates from the ideal, making the task harder than it appears. Dealing with people that have children, it's going to be an issue. Found that I'm somehow my own cousin. Wayne, that's serious. That's silly, Wayne. That's silly. That's just silly. All right, let's see here. Mutual Agreement Society. There you go, Rose. There you go. Not this utopian thing, because utopia, any project that that focuses on utopia will fail. Mr. Prepper, just call me LP, bro. We don't need to assemble for survival at the moment. We need to talk about assembling to deal with corrupt politician. Trump isn't dealing with them properly. Chandra, I don't know what your background is, but and I would love to have a conversation with you about what you deem as properly. But I would say that unless you've actually been the president of the United States, which he has prior to this term, that you don't really know how to deal with these people. You are presenting yourself as if you just want to string them all up, which would be against the law. So let's stay on point. Chocolate cake incident. Brother, uncle. Let's see here. Oops, Wayne, did you look over that you were? Did you look over that you're? No, I have a lot of Neanderthal in me. I am like 85% Neanderthal. If you guys don't know what that is, that's something that's in your DNA testing. Let's see here. Community. Wayne says, I took the DNA test after I found out how I was born. How you were born. You have my attention, but I'm not going to slow down for you, Wayne. All right, let's see here. So one of the things you can do is you can start with your family. Rather than seeking strangers to form a survival group from scratch, individuals often find it more practical to begin with their family. Training family members in survival skills tends to be simpler than locating and trusting outsiders with the necessary expertise. Proximity also plays a role. While members typically live closer, eliminating the logistical issues of uniting a scattered team. Many families already have an emergency communication plan in place, enabling them to gather quickly and act decisively when disaster strikes. So it's interesting that one of the biggest he has 34. Here we go. We're just gonna put you out. We're just gonna put you in timeout. Fort tier. That's not what this is about. And while I do thank you for being here, and hopefully you will subscribe and act like a freaking adult, because this is a preparedness and educational channel. We just can't have you spouting off like that. That's foolish and frankly childish. Here's 34. I mean, come on. Okay, so I guess I got the trolls in here. How many trolls do you have in your live stream? Let's see here. There we go. Okay, shout out. Let's see here. That's how I developed my condition. I got you. So what I was saying was, if you start with your family, it can be easy and it can be hard. And we all have family members who don't want anything to do with preparedness, who think that you're just crazy, and who do not believe what you're doing. They don't see the necessity for it. And that's okay. You just need to make sure that those family members know that when they say something stupid like, I'll just show up at your house when shtf happens, and that they understand that they're going to bring 3 months of water, food, and boom boom sticks and freedom seeds for every family member that they bring with them. And that kind of solidifies things. It kind of opens their eyes to lets them know that they are welcome, but you're not going to be their backup. They need to get their trash in one place. I didn't. I don't. I love to know what condition is caused by being born on a bus. Chocolate cake incident. That's hilarious. It's completely off topic, but it's hilarious. I have fibromyalgia, and sometimes I get it on. I get it on my shoes. Being born in the bathroom with a grandma. Wayne, you're really funny. You clearly want attention, and you'll find some of it here because you're funny. You're kind of benign. You're like the cancer that doesn't kill. You know what I'm saying? But be aware that that was my subtle warning to you. Uh, that was a subtle warning to you. Let's see here. Sorry, I'm late. I caught the live 3 days in a row. Oh, there's Tim. There he is. Nice. You're not late. You're not late. I started late, Tim. I started late. I started at like 10:15. I got caught up in some personal stuff and had to finish some chores and things like that. So the real world will always take charge. Will always take charge. And good morning to you as well, my friend. All right. So once again, with the family, it's hard to start with them, but if you can, it's the best way to go. It's almost like add water instant team. You know what I'm saying? That's the best compliment, Wayne. You've been hanging out with the wrong people, my friends. You did. I got breakfast over earlier, hot calorie, then no LB. Scanes, don't be getting no complaint fest on me here. I'm doing the best I can. Let's see here. Ian says, thoughts on the Irish being able to vote and own property in America? Ian, what are you babbling about? Man, the trolls are in here today. It's like, I'm just going to pick a channel and ask a question that has nothing to do with the channel. Where's the hat? The hat is in another room. The hat isn't in another room. You know how to make the hat come out, and I only I only play those reindeer games on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Oh shit, today's Thursday. All right, well, you guys know how to make the hat come out. I got a little counter up here on my screen. It tells me what dollarinos are there, and you guys know how to make the hat come out. Peanut butter ramen for breakfast and no LP. Ooh, peanut butter ramen. Ian, subtle warning. Stay on point, bro. Wayne, I'm for Trump being dictator for life myself. Oh, you know, here we go. There we go. Time to put some people in timeout. Yeah, there we go. There's one. Let's see here. And where's Ian? Ian, gotta go, man. Gotta go. Oh, sorry to do it, guys, but I mean, I very rarely block anybody. You guys are just in timeout because you're acting like fucking children. All right. Anyway, excuse my French. But I mean, you guys know I tolerate the craziness. It's not a big deal, but it's like over and over and over and over and over. They want attention. They're trying to get a riser. They're literally like getting ready to move on to the next one so they can go play games. It's that easy. So tell your friends. Pack a lunch. Draw a crowd. Tell your friends. It's going to be fun. I know, Tim. Sometimes things just happen. There's always got to be one bad Ian in the group. I know, right? Freaking Ians. All right, so we've talked about the family. So now let's talk about preparing the family for survival. I think we're talking about like your family, okay? Let's see him. Ian should know. So families can take several steps to ready themselves for survival scenarios. They might enroll in several courses to gain hands-on experience. Creating a detailed plan and conducting regular drills ensures everyone knows their role. I cannot emphasize that enough. That's probably the most important thing about families is knowing their role. Because children should know that they have a role, and when they accomplishment that you give them praise and that they know that they did something right. So learning skills like fire starting, water purification, or basic medical care further strengthens their preparedness. These efforts build both competence and confidence within the group. Now, there's something you need to think about, which is bug in or bug out of the survival team. You know, what is it? Brad meetings. Brad just made it. God, good morning. I don't think Brad has a lot of meetings these days. I don't think we have a lot of meetings. Let's see. But when disaster strikes, individuals face a critical choice: bug in, stay put in, hunker down, or bug out, flee to a safer location. Each option demands a different type of team with distinct skills and mindsets tailored to the circumstances they will encounter. This leads me to the question. This leads me to the question, guys. If you have a bug out bag for every member of your family, put a 1 in the chat. Infants don't count. Children do count because children should carry their own fair weight to their abilities. Let's see here. Freedom Warrior says, building an underground living quarters. No, I'm looking for a good source to get shipping containers. Ugh. There are a lot of them out there, man. There are really a lot of them out there. A lot of moving companies have shipping containers for sale. And basically get the most damaged shipping container you can find, as long as it's not like rusted out or or completely like dented in on the side, like it's been dropped too many times. Vegan Cookie says 0.5. It's Rose used her number 1. Good for you, girl. But that's what I would recommend. I looked into that in the past. I didn't want to do underground. I wanted to do above ground raised shipping containers. It gives you more options, and I think a lot of people forget exactly how hard it is to move, for Mother Earth to move a shipping container, and they're semi-bulletproof. 1.5. There you go, Bradley. All right, so I'm gonna sip some coffee. I don't have my coffee heater in here, so I'll be using the good old faithful. Shipping containers, poor choice for underground. Yeah, some people make them work. Praise Jesus Christ. Yes, I really love that prayer, but I won't be reading it. Let's see here. Where are we at here? Bug in. Many preppers overlook the need for a bug in survival team, preferring to stockpile supplies and hope for safety. However, if their home becomes the disaster focal point, an alternative location, perhaps a team's member's residence, become vital. Like, we're going to go to grandma's house, that kind of thing. Similarly, looters pose a threat to isolated stockpiles, making a team vulnerable for defense, even if it means sharing resources. A bug-in team should be small, sized according to the location's capacity to preserve supplies. Members must live nearby for quick assembly and will be willing to invest in robust stockpile while collectively or at individual homes. Knowledge of ammunition and home defense provide critical to fend off potential threats. So basically, we're talking about protecting your stockpile. Remember what I said about traffic on vertical lives. Oh, yeah, I'm not worried about it. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I've been contemplating doing more of the vertical lives. Some people really enjoy them. I looked at my analytics, and like over 60% of the people watch my lives on their phones. So I'm like, okay, interesting. And Freedom Warrior, I'm sorry, I don't recognize you. I want to know more about you. Tell me, give me a full dossier on who you are. Who, what, when, where, how, why. Or at least the state you're in. And make sure you subscribe. All right, so when we talk about bugging in, that's really the key thing, being able to protect your stockpile. That's what it really comes down to when we start talking about bugging in. All right, now bugging out. For those planning to bug out, you need to select a location and route ranks among the first steps in prepping, basically where you're going and how you're going to get there. Not like I'm taking my car, Freedom Warrior, gun-loving conservative live in CA. Oh, I love it. I freaking love it. You better make sure you freaking subscribe. Is CA as in California or Canada? Which one is it? Let's see here. Living in California. Gotcha, bro. I gotcha. I'm sorry to hear that. The time zone must be killing you. What the hell are you doing up this early? And by the way, I'm here 10 a.m. Monday through Friday. And I even go on the weekends or the weekdays sometimes. All right, so with bugging out, for those planning to bug out, select a location and route ranks among the first steps in prepping. A lone prepper might form a small team to travel together when disaster hits. This bug out team limited to 4 to 5 people, ensures agility and stealth. Large groups struggle to move quickly and quietly. Members need physical fitness to carry heavy bug-out bags over long distances and wilderness survival knowledge to handle natural hazards like snake bites or toxic plants. While the small team suits the journey, the broader strategy might involve meeting other small groups at the destination. Have a plan. Have a plan. A kitty. Did you just see a cat someplace? Is that what you said? Vegan, did you see a cat? Because they're delicious. Let me know. I'm going to get my slingshot out. You are not alone, FW. Know a lot of you live in there. There you go. Teresa's just saying hi to everybody. Okay. Let's see. Everybody's so happy to say hi to everybody. All right. So the next thing is survival community team, and this is kind of a broad. This is kind of yes. We started to speak up. Well, hopefully that goes well for you, Freedom Warrior. I truly hope it does. You guys need to get rid. It's so bad. Basically, I hate to say it, but if you look at it in comparison, California is the same as Canada now. I mean, it just like, kitty is not a valid vegan option, only if you don't eat the bones. I've eaten cat. Cat is disgusting, okay? I have 2 cats. I have Prepper Cat and I have Worm. You've probably seen Worm. Worm is the fluffy one. They're both the same color. Worm is the fluffy one who has like almost no like hunting skills. But Prepper Cat is the one who like is the original cat, and she like is she even around here? No, thought I heard something move. She knows how to hunt. Don't eat the bones. Let's see here. Independent Liberty says, why we bugging out now? I love hearing people around my area talking about running to the mountains if it goes to crap. I just laugh and tell them I'd gather their stuff up in the spring. Hey, exactly. There's a common phrase. People always forget it. I don't plan on bugging out because all of my stuff is here. Learn how to protect your home, things like that. But you should still have a plan. And when people say that they're going to run for the hills, that just tells me that they don't have a plan. They just don't have a plan. All right, so let's talk about the survival community team concept. Now, unlike a compact bug out team, a survival community at the bug out location can grow larger. This group aims to create a self-sustaining society, with its size depending on the land available. Estimates for self-sufficiency vary widely from 42 square acres for a family of 4 to 17 acres per person. Influenced by land quality, usage, and expertise, a well-planned community balances its numbers with its resources to thrive long-term. Now, are loners living my side of the mountain? Are loners reliving my side of the, are they reliving? I guess it was a movie or a book, My Side of the Mountain. I've never read that one. Cattails and black eyes and black-eyed peas. There you go. So this concept, I don't really agree with the math on it because they're talking about 42 acres for a family of 4 or 17 acres per person. A person doesn't need 17 acres to survive, let alone thrive. Would that be a good number? Yeah, sure, whatever. Okay. Because that's not, a family isn't a community. Now, the idea, if you guys are tracking what I was talking about, is that you would, if you had to bug out, that you would be bugging out in 4 to 5 man teams or person teams. Okay. And that those teams would meet up. Okay. At the bug out location or at a bug out location, at which time you would ideally form this, what they're concepting as the survival community team. Okay. And the idea is that these groups would agree to meet up to be part of this community if things went south, if things went bad, and that then they would actually start to build community there as a safe place. Um, there's a lot of things like, okay, is it land? Is there a water source? Is it defendable? There's a lot of variables that have to be thought of first that we're not going to talk about because that's not what this live stream is about. But let's see, 5K an acre or more. Good luck. Wow, that's crazy. 17 acres is wild. I could grow up enough potatoes to literally live on in in an acre. There you go. Chocolate cake incident. I kind of like your name. Bro. Let's see here. Freedom Warrior says, got to go to work. See you next meeting. We're having meetings now. Yes, sir. Aye, sir. Yeah, have a good day, man. It was good talking to you. Make sure you subscribe and tell your friends. Let's see here. Morning. Hope Bob made it. There you go. Good to see you, Bob. Good to see you, Bob. It's 10:51, Bob. Bob Aran. No, that's right. I'm not that old. I don't know that song. Let's see here. Mars Potato Farm. There you go. I always tell people, if you don't grow anything, grow potatoes and tomatoes. They're easy to remember. They pretty much will grow almost anywhere you plant them, and they will keep you alive. The tomatoes are for the flavor. The tomatoes are for the vitamins, and the potatoes are for the sustenance. And everything else in the middle just makes it all creamy and gooey and good. It's all good stuff. All right, so I guess the next thing to think about, 5K is silly cheap for land. Generally in real estate, it's basically $10,000. The standard when I bought land, it's about $10,000 per acre. But looking at some of the realty prices now, it's almost $30,000 for an acre, and it's unbelievably stupid. I got here late about 15 minutes ago. Working is my excuse. There's no excuse. Work is a 4-letter word that no person should ever have to say. What's up, William? You're right on time. There's no such thing as late. All right, let's see here. So the next thing to think about is choosing members for your survival community. Now, obviously, you would have to choose these people before they broke into survival teams to infiltrate the woods and get to the survival location to set up the survival team itself, this community, okay? So choosing members for your survival community. Each member of a survival community ideally brings a skill to the table. Though children are less skilled, individuals can still contribute through tasks like cleaning or gardening. The group should include at least one person per critical role. Redundancy matters if someone fails to arrive. Essential skills include agriculture, gardening, hydroponics, hunting with practical butchering experience, animal husbandry, basically covering care and veterinary needs, and foraging, medicine, basically from doctors or to first aiders, mechanics and engineers, for repairs and innovation, and defense/security, often filled with military veterans. That's kind of the thing they teach us to do right off the bat. Clear role assignments before a crisis prevent confusion later. Okay. I'm going to go to the chat here real quick. Let's see here. Got my land for $250 an acre back. Nice, Oops. Nice. Tuck says, acres all fall under better to have it and not need it, but easier said than done at 20K an acre. That's right. Chocolate Cake says, you can buy raw, unprocessed land for a couple thousand an acre. And Vegan Cookies says, yep, that's what I did. Multiple private land sites. There you go. Okay, so now that we've talked about choosing those people that we would want to be in our survival community team, let's talk about mental toughness and ability to work together. Let's go ahead. Oh, yeah, so good. So good. Everybody take a coffee break. There you go. Mental toughness and the ability to work together. Now, among all skills, mental toughness and teamwork should stand out as paramount. Resilient members who stay composed during chaos conserve the group's energy, while those prone to panic drain it. Cooperation also proves vital. Stress can spark conflicts even among compatible people. Testing these traits in advance reveals who truly fits the team. Yes, 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 and yes. It's like in the military, nobody really knows anybody or their capability until they have seen them tested. When they've seen what this person can do, how they're going to act, their demeanor, their mental resilience, then they normally don't bother them anymore. And they're like, one of us. And they bring them into the fold, and they can be just as messed up as they want because the team knows that when the time comes, that person is going to turn into the steely-eyed killer that they need him to be. Now, that's difficult to do in the civilian community, to practice that, because there's no end game. You know what I'm saying? Somebody can dig a ditch all day long and never say one word to anybody, and you'll think he's the greatest worker ever. But if he or she is actually put into a stressful situation, they may fold, and there's no way to know that. So some things to think about. When you talk about mental toughness and the ability to work together. Let's see here. In the 1930s, Cuckvey says in the 1930s, 40s, most game animals just about went extinct because everyone was hunting them for food. Yes, during the Great Depression, the deer population in basically North America was hunted almost to extinction. Panic kills, correct, Tuck. Let's see here. Rose says, need to be conservators of the land and the animals, not kill off all. Yes, and I just say follow the Indians' rule. Only take what you need. Scanes Earl says, true, but people will panic and harvest as much as possible, even wasting it in hopes to survive. Yes, that is something. But it's when you say harvest, I don't know. I mean, you can only carry so much meat out of the woods. If you shot one deer anywhere north of the Mason-Dixon line, that's not. It's basically a workout, to get that deer away from where you shot it. Even if you clean it there, even if you field dress it there, it's still going to be work to get it out of there. It's so thinking that you're going to take 2 or 3 deers all at once without modern technology is it's foolhardy. True, people. Okay, Tuffy says people will have to be sold 24/7, 365, are solid. I gotcha. Not just during the week. The work week, not just while doing a chore or project. Jerky. Yes, it is, LP. Yes, it is. What? Yes. What are you talking about, Scanes girl? Rose says the same applies to harvesting, foraging, and herbs of medical plants. Yeah, exactly. But once again, I just let's talk about assigning a leader. Because it's one of my pet peeves. I think that leaders should be resistant, because the leader is always the one to blame when something goes wrong, even though they may have nothing to do with it, because people's emotions have a tendency to take over instead of having logic or knowing or have walked in that person's shoes. So assigning appointing a leader benefits a survival group, but guidelines for decision-making must accompany this role. Without clear boundaries, resentment festers if others perceive the leader as overreaching or erroring. A balanced approach ensures authority aids rather than divides the team. My concept on leadership, or basically it's the same as small unit leadership, is that, yes, there's somebody in charge. And I kind of looked at it in 2 different, I see your question, Chocolate. Let me finish my statement and I'll answer it. But it kind of works 2 ways. In the military, obviously, the guy who's in charge is the guy who's in charge. That's it. No questions asked. But in the civilian world, people have not been trained. They have not been conditioned to accept and follow the orders of the person who has appointed the leader. And that's an issue. It'd be that a lot of people in the preparedness community don't understand. It's like, my property, my stuff, my rules. That's it. And that's the kind of person that someone will basically he's the kind of guy that gets fragged in the middle of the night. You know what I'm saying? Unless he should never have to say that. You know what I'm saying? But I look at leadership in a crisis situation, or let's just say SHTF. Let's just generalize it. There's really two ways to do it. One, you can do an elected leader. You can be like, okay, guys, there's going to come a time where a decision has to be made that the democracy will will not favor. It will need somebody to come down and say, no, we're not doing that. We're doing it this way, and here's why. And so you have to elect that person. That person has to be elected, and then that person. People have to understand that the decisions will be made. The final decisions will be made by that person. Now, another way of doing it was, I hate to relay it this way. Do me a favor, guys. Let me know in the comments if you like what I'm saying. If you agree with what I'm about to say, put a 1 in the comment. If you disagree, put a 0. You're not going to hurt my feelings. But there has been many times I used to manage a very large, I'm saying probably a million subscribers to a gaming platform that I used to run. And, I did it the same way I do like my Discord. Like I have very few admins. I didn't have any admins. And I started it started to get overwhelming. People weren't liking the decisions that were being made. And I was like, okay, fine, let's do it this way. What if we have I called it the Council of Common Sense. I haven't even told you what it is yet. Rubber rooms have reasons. I haven't even told you what it is yet. So here's the concept. The concept is I called it the Council of Common Sense. And what I did was I've got 4 guys, okay, or 4 players. And these players, I had a Canadian, I had a guy from the UK, I had a guy in America, and I think the other guy was in America as well. But anyway, and the reason I did that was because I wanted to represent all of as many time zones as I could and as many mentalities as possible. Because unfortunately in the world, there's a lot of us that speak English in multiple countries, but we're also separated by a common knowledge. You could say something in the Liverpool dialect, and I'll be like, "What are you talking about?" So I wanted to be able to represent that. Okay, so without all that said, so I had the Council of Common Sense, and I was in charge, but I only voted when there was a tie. Because I wanted to make it so that the people that were on this council would actually talk things out. You know what I'm saying? And I only interfered when things were not going correctly at that level. So my idea in the preparedness, now this is where you answer if you think it's 1, it's a good idea. 2, if you think it's a bad idea. Is that when you set up one of these communities that you actually need somebody who's in charge, but there should be a council, okay? And that council would be guiding using solid principles, okay, of common sense, and then the only time the leader would actually vote or speak is when there was a tie. And then what that does is that actually takes all of the pressure off the leader. Everybody knows he's the leader, okay, or she is the leader. But they also know that there's a council, and so everybody feels that there's a sense of fairness. And that council doesn't represent anybody. It's not like the Johnson family and the Smith family, and everybody's got a member on the council. No, they're just these four or five people that we picked to make up the council. It would always have to be an even number, okay. And that's the way I ran things for years. The only problem I had was getting the guys that live in 5-hour different time zones to be part of the meetings. That was it. I prefer the title of warlord. Of course you do, not a sponsor. Everyone wants to be a warlord. when the council outnumbers the tribe. Yeah, exactly. It's got to be kept small. It can't be relevant to. It can never be relevant to the amount of people that are there, because they're not representing anybody. It's just got to be common sense. A problem will arise. The council comes together if it needs to be, and then a decision is made. Mark 2222. You disagree 4 times. What would be the alternative? What would be the alternative, Mark? Appreciate you, bro. Honestly. So put something in the comments. Battleborn. I don't recognize Battleborn at all. 2 and a turd. So I'm wondering if we've got another. I wonder if we've got another series of timeouts that are coming soon. One says it's important to have counsel in any community to remain organized. In my opinion, without your looking at the inevitable chaos. Good subject. Thank you. 1. It seems pretty good idea. More people involved in the thought process. That's the whole idea. It also takes the pressure off of the guy who is the leader. You know what I'm saying? He's just kind of like walking around, seeing things, talking to people, shaking hands. You know what I'm saying? He's the decider, but he doesn't get to decide anything unless he has to do it. So I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for my people who disagree with me to put something in the chat. Hopefully that they're just thumbing away right now, because I'm very serious about hearing your opinions. Okay, so this is an educational channel. This is an educational channel. All right, got to put my teacher glasses on. Got to drink my talking coffee, my coffee talking. All right, so we talked about assigning a leader, and then we've got to don't run your council like an HO. Yeah, exactly. People should be just like, do the right thing, guys. Just do the right thing. So we've got to put the skills to the test at some point. All right, and once a team forms, testing its dynamics is going to become crucial. Now, beyond disaster drills, various activities expose how members collaborate or clash. Options include escape rooms, camping trips, survival courses, paintball matches, rafting, treasure hunts, obstacle courses, rock climbing, capture the flag, football games, or wilderness first aid training. These exercises often reveal hidden traits, promoting reconsideration of certain members. So it's like, yeah, this guy's not going to play well with others. He may have to go. Okay, Mark is saying it might work in the right environment, but sometimes the council is just going to placate the leader. Do you think that the leader might not? And I'm not taking this personally. I'm playing devil's advocate here. Do you think that the leader might have been selected to be the leader because he or she wouldn't tolerate that kind of foolishness? It's a thought. I would think that a community that's in a survival situation would not be trying to vote to elect a leader that's Joe Biden-ish. You know what I'm saying? You guys, I can't remember what I'm doing today, or I think I pooped my pants. Let me know if I need to decide on anything. I'm gonna go take a nap. I don't think that people in a survival situation would do that. Because they have a common goal: survival, not what to watch on Netflix. You know what I'm saying? But great comment, Mark. Great comment. Let's see. So just gave you a whole list of things that are a great idea. And it really makes me wonder, like, why none of the prepper gatherings have these type of events instead of like, let's do some trauma stuff. Let's do some walks in the woods to see what the trees look like. Let's talk about home defense. Why aren't they doing these things? That's a thought. You know what? If you would like, I'm going to read that to you guys again. Once a team forms, testing the dynamics becomes crucial. Beyond disaster drills, various activities expose how members collaborate or clash. Options include escape rooms, camping trips, survival courses, paintball matches, rafting, treasure hunts, obstacle courses, rock climbing, capture the flag, football games, or wilderness first aid training. These exercises often reveal hidden traits. So, wow, why don't we have a prepper gathering that has those kind of things? If you guys would like to see a prepper gathering that has those kind of things instead of just class, overrated people that are you had to pay to come, if you would like to see something like that in a prepper gathering, put a one in the chat. Put a one in the chat. Let's see here. Let's see. Skate says I might be being tested if you get invited to game night for WRO. There you go. Just saying. Yeah. That reminds me, I also need to tell you guys for the members, and if you're not a member, obviously you can't be part of it. But tonight I have a new game to play on the members only live Discord tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern. So now you guys know that. I've got a new game. All right, so let's see here. And with that said, recommendations for building a strong survival group. To enhance your survival group's effectiveness, consider these expanded recommendations. Conduct regular skills assessments beyond initial training. Members should periodically demonstrate their skills, hunting, medical care, or engineering to ensure readiness. For example, a hunter might lead a mock tracking course exercise, while a medic practices treating simulated injuries. This keeps abilities sharp and identifies gaps. Develop a communication network. Establish redundant communications methods like ham radios or encrypted apps and test them quarterly in a crisis. A family member stuck across town or a bug out teammate separated by debris needs a reliable way to reconnect. Practice scenarios where primary methods fail to build resilience. And then we could simulate resource scarcity, run drills with limited food, water, or tools to mimic real conditions. For instance, a bug-in team might ration a 3-day supply over a weekend, learning to prioritize and adapt. This prepares them for the reality of dwindling stockpiles. And you know what? I forgot. There was a question somebody asked. Where's it at? I told you I would come back to it. Scanes, Mark. We read that one. I thought there was a question that one of the new people wrote. I missed that. Ian's best prepper group leader. Best I came across was in N. He spoke more like an HR manager, but then left the day to, day operations of the MAG to individual department heads of the group. That's good. That is leadership. Let's see. Observe for Jim Jones' behavior and run the other. There you go. Most people don't even know who Jim Jones is. Was it Chocolate Cake that wrote that question? During a situation where it became socialist, but during a crisis situation, we may become socialists and forced to share all. I would say that there's some truth to that, but just because you're sharing doesn't mean that you're a socialist. Poison coffee, anyone? Yes, it's yummy. Fortunately, all the bad hunters will not last long. No skills mean no meat. All right, there we go. So Chocolate Cake Incident asked, I have a question. How would you deal with mental illness in the scenario if a person is so mentally ill that they become more of a liability than a resource? Well, I think as long as they're not violent, you can find something for them to do. I truly do. If they become violent, that's a different story. That's a completely different story. That's some end of the world type stuff right there. That's a difficult question to answer because it's very scenario driven, but bad things would probably happen. Jim Jones moved to South America after being rejected by the USSR. I found that interesting. That's cool. Light Raider showed up. What's going on, Broseph? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. All right, so continuing on. I need more coffee. It's the best. Let's see here. Cross-train critical skills. Ensure multiple members can handle key tasks. If the only mechanics falls ill, someone else should know basic repairs. Monthly workshops rotating through gardening, first aid, or defense build this overlap, reducing vulnerability. Foster emotional resilience. Organize stress-inducing challenges like timed problem solving or sleep deprivation decision making to strengthen mental toughness. A team that navigates a high-pressure escape room without fracturing can likely handle a real crisis. Then there's also planning for dependence. You can't have any liabilities. Now, that's not true, Jacob, because a liability can be turned into an asset by a good leader. Okay, Sheldon. Thanks for sharing. Frickin' Sheldon. Let's see here. Planning for dependence. Rather than excluding children or elderly relatives, assign them roles suited for their abilities. Monitoring radio chatter or tending small gardens. This integrates them productively, easing the burden on skilled members. And then we want to talk about establish conflict resolution protocols. Before disaster strikes, agree on a process for settling disputes, perhaps a vote or mediation by the leader. Practice it during team building to normalize it, preventing escalation when tensions peak. Now, in closing, these steps transform a survival group from a theoretical concept into a into a cohesive, capable unit, ready for whatever challenges arise. And I think that it's a good plan. I think it's a good plan. With that said, I'm going to go to the chat here real quick. Let's see. I haven't seen any preppers. I don't know what that's about. Treat group like National Guard 1 week in a month, 2 weeks a year. I think that that's a good idea, Ian. I think that it's a racket. I wish I had thought about it first. But you've got these guys. I know there's a series of compounds in Florida where this guy's basically like, hey, if you give me lots of money, I'll make sure that you have a place to go. You know what I'm saying? He's right up there with that guy who was building the silo bunkers. The missile silo bunkers. You know what I'm saying? Like millions of dollars are being invested in these things by very, very, very rich people. That come and stay once a year, that kind of thing. They kind of treat it. It's like the rich treat it as their getaway. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of them write them off as investments. I think that it's a better idea to have like a piece of property that the community works. Okay, that there's actually like a plan. And that, yes, they come on the weekends or they come whenever they want to. And they treat it like not just a co-op, but they treat it like almost like a timeshare. But the difference is they have their own place to go. You know what I'm saying? And then you just you just make it as small or large as you want it to, but they do contribute. They would have to like pay some money, because someone is going to have to make sure that if a window gets broken, it gets replaced. You know what I'm saying? There's always going to be something that has to be done when you start to bring people together. Now it could be as simple as a very large cleared plot of land that has enough room for tents and maybe some animals, and maybe it's basically a farm with lots of places to put tents. You know what I'm saying? And somebody would have to run that, obviously, but people could come and basically go camping or whatever. Let's see. Oops, was the CIA? I know was into the DNC. What are you talking about, Tuck? What are you talking about? Now I've had my glasses on. I've got to have them on. Let's see. One thing may be more positive in reference to mental illness if limited access to highly processed foods. Their problem may diminish. Yes, most definitely. I believe that. The prepper timeshares. I know, right? But I wouldn't want to do it like that. I would want to be like, hey, listen, man, this is your family's small cabin, or this is your family's plot. You know what I'm saying? No one's ever going to do anything. We'll just keep it mowed for you or something, People need people. Everyone needs a job. There you go. Sounds workable, but a bit complicated. Everything's complicated. It could work with someone with the right. Exactly. That's a key thing right there. K Kim. It could work with somebody that has the right intentions. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. 17,000 acres enough? Yeah, it's enough. Why are you offering? Are you offering? You know how to find me. Contact localprepper@gmail.com. Cindy made it. Hey, what's going on, Cindy? And as long as it's not a swamp, oops. Let's see. All right, so we've actually been going at this for right at 1 hour, which is pretty awesome considering I started late. Like I was saying, I guess in closing, let's not forget for the members tonight is the members only live Discord. If you're not a member, you cannot partake. You must be at least a Doomsday level, card carrying Doomsday level member of the YouTube program. I don't even know what they call it, but there's a link in the description. We got a new game we're going to play tonight. I think you guys are going to like it. I'm probably going to break some people's brains. Let's see. Tan BB, hello, man. You're here like right as we're leaving. I think how many acres, how allow has been a real question. 5, 15, 50. There's people can get along on an acre, or you know what I'm saying, an acre per of food and an acre to live on, that kind of thing, but it is what it is. Okay, Teresa, no problem. So don't forget, members, live Discord tonight. I'll put something in the Discord and I'll put something on the YouTube posts. Let's see. The other thing is the live stream is the time is staying the same at 10 o'clock tomorrow. We'll talk to you later, Rose. But what is it? It's going to have a slightly different look. It's really not a lot. It's really not major. I'm just letting you know things will look a little different. All right. That's going to be about it, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Hopefully you guys learned something because it's an educational channel. Make sure you guys hit that like button on the way out if you haven't done that yet. And obviously stay safe. Have a great day, and I shall see you when I see you. I'm going to push the button now. So if you're saying goodbye, do it quickly. Quickly. I can't even say quickly. Say quickly 3 times. Quickly. You can't do it. All right, guys. I'm pushing the button. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.